Hello, my loyal users and fans. This will be Out in Black podcast number 18. Let's get started. Now, it will be issue 29 for Give Me That Old Time Religion. This one I'm going to be more freestyling because you can read the complete text on the website. I'm going to stick with 10 minutes or less, hopefully. Now, it is about forsaking or fulfilling. What say you? Now, this is what a human being looks like. Now, I know everybody don't like President Joe Biden. Everybody loves to have something to criticize people about. Look, if I have something to say about somebody did something I don't like, that I believe they should have, went bold or big, I would say so. Now, but when it comes to somebody's health, and let me be clear, I wouldn't wish the gentleman that's in the White House now, Donald J. Trump, bad or ill health. I do not do that. Let's not get into all that. Let's leave that alone. That's not what us as wanting to push humanity into being better should ever do. So let's settle that. Now, it just seems to me that we missed out on what former Vice President Kamala Harris did. She wished him well, and she said the president, and she was the vice president he's a fighter, and he could certainly, she wished him the best that he could beat this condition. Now, I don't believe the gentleman Donald J. Trump would have said something nice like that, but we all know that. Now, let me tell you some things about my time in the military. It's just a few stories. There's a couple stories and one about myself. We was coming back through a foreign waypoint. It was a former Russian associated country. Now, one of my soldiers, he was having issues, and we don't need to discuss that here in this forum, or we need to discuss anything about his personal life. I'm not going to do that. But we was in the mess hall. We all went to lunch. We was in the mess hall getting our food. We going to the table, sit together, enjoy each other's the camaraderie of coming back from a war zone. Everybody's happy. And he was bringing his tray to the table, and some of the food fell off, and he just chucked the rest of it. You get the tray and you chuck the rest. That's what he did. And my other soldiers that I went to lunch with, they was all looking around and said, "Saul Mosley, everybody's looking at us. I mean, you better do something." I said, "Why do I have to say something? You all are his buddies too. You can talk to him as well." Of course, we helped him. They helped him pick his food up. He went and got another tray. We all sat and eat. I mean, just show some understanding. That is the point for that. What I wanted to talk to my soldiers, what I wanted to teach my soldiers about, is not about all what everybody's going to say, what somebody's got going on. And man, we want to ridicule them. We want to, knock them for, their home life is not the greatest. It's not. We don't need to knock somebody for that. We need to help them out. I was glad that they saw that and everybody came together. Hey, help the man out. I mean, everybody's life is not going to be perfect. Now, the second one, like I was, the times where I have to discipline my soldiers, I was always making sure that I stayed true to who I was. I was stern, but I was also stern in a teaching and guiding manner. I'm not, like I used to always tell my soldiers, man, you're going to find a lot of folks in life will do the opposite. They are just panting and anticipating the next time you make a mistake so they can pounce on you. They can unload all their weight and power on you. See, I wasn't going to teach my soldiers that because I got done that way in my life, and I was not going to pass that on to my soldiers. Like, like the old saying, shit rolls downhill. whoever thought of that crap was a devious person, because that's sick. Now, when that was usually the case, I always made sure that then, because my soldiers, they always had explosive energy. The young always had that explosive energy, but most of the time when it's not, it's wasted, is that because they never have guidance, or they never have people in their environment to help them corral and keep it, directed to tangible results. Good results, hopefully, to tangible good results. Just like me, I'll tell my story, then I'll tell the last story about myself. Yeah, when I was in Germany, when I needed to complete PLDC, anyway, look up the acronym, but Primary Leadership Development Course. That's the only one I'm going to say now. Then I'm going to keep going because I don't have much time. So they came to me on short notice about I needed to go to PLDC in order to retain my rank. Then the sergeant first class, he saw me hesitating. And then, Sergeant Mose ain't ready. Sergeant Mose ain't serious about anything. Of course, he knew me, and that's a challenge to me. So I say, oh, yes, I will. I got my stuff ready within a week's time, and I was off to PLDC in Hohenfels, Germany. So, anyway, if you know something about Germany, you know where that place is. Now, but the third one is, which was a good one. I mean, I had a female soldier, my deployment, second deployment in Afghanistan, and we was in NTC. We was on our way there. I mean, we was already in NTC out there in California. Anyway, Fort Irwin, California, and my soldier had somehow gotten into some trouble with the female NCO. She's the same rank as I was. We were both E5 sergeants, E5. And she said she wanted to go talk to the first sergeant about it. And I said, wait, hold on. Let's go talk to her. And so just so I can know what's going on. And then we have to, then we'll go talk to the first sergeant. Then the sergeant told me she disrespected her, and I said, okay, hold on a second. I told my soldier, and I took the female sergeant to the side. I said, okay, so how can we solve this? If she apologized to you, would you take that and we'll settle the matter that way? Because she wants to go to our first sergeant and get him involved. I said, we don't want to do that. I mean, what do you say? And he said, sure. And I told my soldier, okay, we decided that can you apologize to her for what you did, and then we'll squash the matter right here. So she did, and then as we was walking back together, me and my soldier, she was all happy, and I said, I get it. We all try to do things, and sometimes we mess up, and sometimes it's unintentional, but we settled the matter at the lowest level. So I was, again, like I say in the writing, you can read the writing. I'm gonna put it under a post I've already posted on my website. The lesson that was learned. I'll tell you here in this post. Yeah, the lesson that everybody is not going to be on your side, no matter if you think they are or not. I wanted to make sure she understood that I solved the problem because I knew what this first sergeant we had. I mean, he's a shady guy. So we ain't gonna say no name to who he was, but he was a shady guy. Anyway, yeah. So I always say to people as we move on here, so we can finish up, like all these folks that keep on saying that they are above the law does not apply, or everybody, it doesn't matter. And like you got some of the Democrats, they hedging and they shaking on whether these people need due process. Again, I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't know who you are, remember the old saying, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. It sure applies. It's so simple, but it applies in that situation. I'm telling you. And I'm going to do some more posts on this as well, but I'm going to tell you, if you don't believe in something, you're going to fall for anything. And then even that, you shaking on something that is so humanely relevant. I don't care what a person has done, as long as that person faces the adjudication of the law. Apply the law. We, me, you, that person. You're not the law. You go to a court of law. The police is not the law. The law is the law. You go before a judge. Hopefully that judge has a lot of sense. I'll make a video about that. I know I've been saying it. Hopefully the judge you stand before is wise. I'll tell you some criteria I have, but I don't have time for this in this post. But I mean, it's just, I know, but read the post. It has what I say about judges in it. I mean, you just I don't understand that. Now you have people that are willing to forsake and fulfill because they think, oh, somebody thinking, oh, they're for this or they're for that, or somebody challenge them on tax cuts, and they're saying, I mean, like I heard this weird thing the other day about somebody tax cuts. I mean, if you don't let the Republicans renew some tax cuts that we couldn't afford in the first place, that you increasing taxes. That sounds ridiculously stupid. I mean, you know, this is like saying, I mean, I spent more money than I could afford. I borrowed more money than I could pay back. And now, because the bill has come due, you know, why didn't I borrow more money? I mean, that's what we're saying. I mean, now that the bill is coming due, you keep saying, why didn't you borrow more money so you can have a higher debt to pay back? That makes no sense. Anyway, but I say finish up the other stuff in the post, and because this one is kind of lengthy, but the post is on the website now. I'm gonna add this video to it, so go back and look at it. It's gonna be at the end of the Give Me the Old Time Religion, issue 29. Thank you for your time, and thank you. Out in Black.